On episode 475 of Nintendo Switchcraft, Nintendo doles out the punishment. There is a Pokemon going around and crashing games, and an awesome game is on its way to the Switch. Those stories and more on this episode of Nintendo Switchcraft.
Hello, look! Hey, listen!
Hey everyone, welcome back to Switchcraft. It is brought to you live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can tune in live over at twitch.tv/runjumpstomp, just like all of the awesome people that are here. On Saturdays, I do also record a show that is all about what you want me to talk about. If you have ideas for the show, then use the Twitter hashtag AskRJS, that's ASKRJS, or join the community Discord server over at runjumpstomp.com/Discord. There's over 1,000 people over there. Get in there and hang out with us, talk about video games. And in the Ask RJS channel, you can leave comments for things that you want me to talk about on the show. This episode of Switchcraft is made possible by patrons like Nicole G. Get Switchcraft and my other content ad-free for as little as $1 by joining the Patreon over at patreon.com/runjumpstomp. All right, let's get started.
Frogger, Sega's arcade game, now a home video game from Parker Brothers, the ones to beat.
Pokemon Home is here. It's here. I know that people have been waiting for it, but it is finally here. Pokemon Home is available now. With it, you can move Pokemon between the different Pokemon games that you may or may not have. Well, obviously only between the ones that you do have. You can trade Pokemon with your phone, so then you can use it to trade. Even if you don't have your Switch, you can just use your phone and trade Pokemon, which I am going to be trying in the near future. And it also has other features. Let's remind everybody what those other features are. It includes the National Pokedex. Pokemon will be registered to the National Pokedex when you deposit them in the boxes in Pokemon Home. So everybody out there who was really, really upset that Pokemon Sword and Shield did not have the National Dex, now you're going to have the National Dex on your phone. I don't know how I feel about not having it in the game, but you know what? That's okay. It's all right. Actually, I think that that's a feature that's included with the free version. That's not even under premium. We'll check in a second. Excuse me. If you move a Pokemon that can Mega Evolve or Gigantamax, then those forms will also be registered as you having them unlocked. In the National Pokedex, you will be able to see Pokedex entries from various different games all in one place, which I think that's pretty cool. Now, the mystery gifts. If you don't know what the mystery gifts are, every once in a while, Nintendo will do a thing where you can go and get a mystery gift, which usually is like a little index card that has a code on it, and then you have to open up your Pokemon game, go to the tab that says mystery gift, and punch in a code. Well, now you're going to be able to do it on your phone, which is kind of cool. There are multiple ways that you can receive a mystery gift, either through the code, like I said before, QR codes, which is very, very cool, and a local event check. So if you happen to live in a big city and there's a big Pokemon tournament or something like that happening, you can just be in the right place, hit that button, and get whatever it is, whatever the mystery gift is, which I think is kind of cool. You also have the ability in the app to judge Pokemon. This is in the premium plan. So this right here tells me that the first part that we were talking about, the National Pokedex, it doesn't say anything about that being in the premium plan. So I think the National Dex, therefore, is 100% free. And I would have checked, but I've been at work all day and I haven't had a chance to download this yet. So if you've enrolled in the premium plan, you will have access to the judge function, which allows you to check how strong your Pokemon are. That's kind of cool. I never really dealt with that kind of stuff. I just played the game and moved on. You also have Your Room, which will allow you to be able to see all sorts of information about the events or the games that you've connected to Pokemon Home. You'll also be able to edit your profile using stickers. You can obtain stickers when you meet certain conditions or perform certain tasks in Pokemon Home known as challenges, which, while kind of cool, I don't know how much I would use that. Now, if these are stickers like on iOS where you can use them in a text message, I think that's even better, but I don't think that is what it is. They're also going to be giving you Pokemon news in the app, telling you what's going on in the world of Pokemon. Maybe there's a big tournament that's happening. Maybe there is, a giveaway at a GameStop, that kind of thing. You're going to be able to get that information on your phone through push notifications. Honestly, I mean, yes, the Pokemon Company is separate from Nintendo, and we all need to remember that, but I don't understand why Nintendo is not utilizing the Nintendo Switch Online app for push notifications to let us know about the things that are happening in the world of Nintendo. I think that it's kind of weird that they're not doing that. So, what features do you get with the Nintendo Switch version of Pokemon Home? Well, you can move Pokemon with Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee in the Nintendo Switch version. You can't do that on the mobile phone version. You can move Pokemon with Sword and Shield. You can't do that in the mobile phone version. So what does that mean? It means that you have to be on the Switch in order to push your Pokemon from those two games into Pokemon Home. Okay? Now, once you have Pokemon Home, there's a Pokemon Bank app as well. This is an old app that we used to have using the 3DS. If you have Pokemon Home, either on the Nintendo Switch or on the mobile phone, then you can move stuff through the Pokemon Bank, okay? You can also do the judging on both the Switch version of the app and the mobile phone version. You can trade Pokemon through the phone, but not through the app on the Switch. You can receive mystery gifts through the phone version, not through the app. You can check battle data on the phone version, but not on the app. And then you can check news on the phone version, but not on the app. And finally, you can exchange Pokemon Home points for battle points, which I'm still kind of a noob when it comes to Pokemon Sword and Shield, so I don't know what battle points are. But you can do that on the Switch version, but not on the phone version. It's really kind of convoluted, but maybe once you're using it, it makes a lot of sense. Now, if you didn't know, how much exactly does this cost? Now, from what I understand, you do get the first month free if you download this on your phone. I haven't checked yet. If you do want to subscribe, 1 month costs $3, 3 months costs $5, and 12 months costs $16, which honestly, I think that those prices are a little on the high side, just a little, not a lot. They're just a little on the high side. I think that maybe $12, making it $1 a month if you were to do for the whole year, would be fine. And for a single month, I think $1.99 is more of a fair price. And for 3 months, I would say probably $3.99 would be a better price, in my opinion. Just because I always use games, let me give you an example. Nintendo Switch Online costs $20 a year. That covers online play for all Nintendo games. And then this stuff costs $16 a year, and that's for really only Pokemon games. I almost said only one game, but there's other games. But it's only Pokemon games, and I think that that's just a little too much, in my opinion. Just a reminder how this works for the premium versus the basic. All right. Moving Pokemon from Pokemon Bank is unavailable on the basic. It's available on premium. Number of Pokemon that can be deposited on basic is 30 Pokemon. On premium is 6,000 Pokemon. Jeez. Number of Pokemon that can be placed in the Wonder Box at once is 3 Pokemon for basic, 10 for premium. number that can be placed in the GTS at once is 1 versus 3 for premium. Room trade is you can participate in room trade. You can host as a premium trade. And then the judge function is available only for premium members. I am very curious what everybody thinks about this as, like, what do you think of the price of Pokemon Home? Do you think, I'm going to type this right now, that the price of Pokemon Home is too high, or is it just right? All right, so that's my question to all of you. I'm tweeting this out right now. Too high, just right. Let me know what you think, and I will talk about that on the Saturday episode of Nintendo Switchcraft. All right, let's move on, and let's talk about the next story, which is also a Pokemon story. This comes to us from Kurt on Twitter, or Capotics on Twitter. I guess that they have some inside information about Pokemon Sword and Shield, and there's a way that you can have your game crashed by receiving a Pokemon in surprise trade. So here's the details. It says here, beware. There is a Sword/Shield. There's a bug in Sword/Shield that can crash your game if you receive a maliciously crafted Pokemon via surprise trade. So I guess what's happening is that there are hackers out there who are creating a Pokemon with certain data in it, and that data will crash your game when you receive it, okay? It will also crash your game when you try and access online features via the Ycom, and it will prevent online interactions until a patch is released. However, your save game will not be corrupted. The Pokemon you received from surprise trade is waiting to be received and will crash when the game tries to receive it. You can't launch any online features. It'll also crash if received via trade, but only once, so just release it afterwards. Now, this is pretty bad. So what I would recommend that everybody out there do is just don't do any surprise trade until Nintendo finds a patch for this, because there's going to be some tools out there who think it is hilarious to make it so that now you can't play the game that you've paid for until Nintendo releases a patch to fix this. So, oh my God, Joel Mead 24, I have to respond to this. Joel Mead 24 in chat says, sounds like that bug is a double-edged sword or shield. And then they, of course, threw Kappa afterwards because we're streaming this live on Twitch. That was a good one, Joel. If I had the soundboard put up here, I would have pushed a button to make the audience laugh and stuff like that. Anyway, now you know about it, and knowing's half the battle. Go Joe. Let's move on. Nintendo is being painted as the bad guy here. And look, if you've listened to this show for any length of time, I think that you know that when Nintendo does something that is not cool, I will call them on it. In this case, I don't think Nintendo has done anything wrong. And in fact, I think they are 100% in the right. And there are people out there who are painting Nintendo as the bad guy in this particular situation. Bill, what situation are you talking about? Well, I'm glad that you asked. I will tell you after this message from our sponsors.
Electronic fun with computers and games, the magazine of the computer age. Easy to read, witty, and informative. It's the ultimate magazine for gamers and computer users of all ages.
All right, we are back. Nintendo, they were very upset at a reviewer who broke NDA. They broke NDA, non-disclosure agreement, and they leaked information that they had because they had been given the game early. Helpful hint, Nintendo, I would never do that. I would honor an NDA or an embargo, and I always have on all of the other games that I've ever reviewed or played ahead of time. Just keep that in mind if you're listening. Anyway, last November, Pokemon Sword and Shield had all these leaks that were coming out right up to release. Now, Nintendo finally figured out who it was that did it. And It was from this website called FN Nintendo. Now, FN Nintendo has since fired or no longer is working with the person who has done it, or the reviewer who is leaking that information. However, Nintendo has decided, guess what? You are no longer getting review copies from us. So here's the actual quote from the Pokemon Company statement. I keep saying Nintendo. Nintendo is involved here. This is a joint statement by Nintendo and the Pokemon Company. All right, here it reads. In early November, Nintendo identified a number of photographs taken from gameplay that revealed multiple new and unannounced Pokemon from Sword and Shield. These photographs had been posted online, and Nintendo, together with the Pokemon Company, quickly identified the person responsible for these leaks and took immediate action. These Pokemon were leaked by a reviewer from the Portuguese website FN Nintendo, who had received an early copy of the game for review purposes. Both he and FN Nintendo failed to handle confidential material, resulting in a clear breach of the confidentiality agreement between Nintendo and the media outlet. As a result, Nintendo will no longer work with FN Nintendo. I love that the name is FN Nintendo because I think that you are all thinking the same thing that I'm thinking about what that might mean, even though that's not what it means. I think you're on the same wavelength, probably. Anyway, Nintendo and Pokemon go on to say, Nintendo will always protect its intellectual property and brands. Leaks hurt not just Nintendo, but thousands of employees who work hard to bring games to the market and millions of fans around the world who look forward to see news and surprises. To surprise and delight players through new experiences is a shared passion for Nintendo and the Pokemon Company. We will pursue all avenues to preserve surprises for players of future Pokemon titles. Now, FN Nintendo did apologize. They said that the reviewer did not or should not have done that, and they no longer work with the person who did it, but Nintendo has essentially said, we're done with you. Now, I think at this point, Nintendo has done the right thing. They have said, you're no longer going to be allowed to get review copies from us. I fully expect Nintendo to now take it one step too far and sue them for a bunch of money. In which case, I don't think that's necessary. You've singled them out and told everybody this is who leaked, meaning that other publishers are probably never going to work with them. Okay? So you've singled out the website that did it. You've made it so they will no longer receive any copies of games from Nintendo. I don't think that a lawsuit is necessary. Does that mean that Nintendo can't sue them? Like legally, they don't have a leg to stand on? No, I don't think that that's true at all. In fact, I think Nintendo probably has a really, really good case. However, Nintendo is this huge corporation, and FN Nintendo is probably a very, very small corporation. Now, they've already said that they don't work with the person responsible for, so now hitting them with a lawsuit would be a really, really bad idea. And I don't think that that's what Nintendo should do. I fully expect Nintendo to do so, though, as, you know, lawyers make the world go round. Anyway, let me know what you think of it. Use that hashtag AskRJS. All right. I heard that you liked Super Nintendo games. I heard that you like Nintendo games. Well, I've got some news for you. We've got 2 new Super Nintendo games and 2 Nintendo Entertainment System games that are now available on our Nintendo Switch through the Nintendo Switch Online apps. That being said, notice I didn't say it was good news. I also didn't say it was bad news. It's just kind of news. And there's nothing, like for me, there's nothing to be excited about here. So what are the games? We've got 2 games for Super Nintendo. The first one is Poppin' Twin B. Now, Twin B, I'm fairly certain, is a game that was on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and it was like a top-down vertically scrolling shoot 'em up kind of game, kind of like Gradius but vertical, like 1942, that kind of game. And Pop and Twinbee looks basically like the same thing, but with better sprite work. And if you understand my meaning, it's actually the 6th game in the Twinbee series. This vertically scrolling shooter takes place in a cute poppy setting. Twinbee and Winbee hear that the great Dr. Murdoch has lost his wits, so they set off to return him to his normal self. This game was originally released in Japan and Europe in 1993, but this is the first release in the US. Again, I'm sure that it's fun. I'll play it a little bit, and I will immediately stop playing it because I don't really care. If this is one of your favorite games of all time, then congrats to you. The other game that came out for Super Nintendo is Smash Tennis. Now, of the two, I think that this one looks to be more interesting, especially for, sitting down side by side and playing against people. In Smash Tennis, the controls may be simple, but there's plenty of room for skill. With strong shots, weak shots, lobs, and 8 different court types, you can develop all sorts of approaches, unlocking the deep strategies of tennis. This game was originally released in Japan in 1993, in Europe in 1994, but again, it is our first US release, which is probably why I've never heard of either of these games. All right, on the NES, Shadow of the Ninja. Now, of all 4 games that they announced, this one got my attention the most, and the reason why is because of the music. It sounds really, really good. I love old school chiptunes music, and it's really awesome. The music that I heard in the trailer. Anyway, it says in the midst. I can't say that word. I know that word, and I know that you know that word, but I can't say it out loud. In the midst of disorder and oppression, 2 shadow warriors rise to the people's cry for help. Choose to play as one of 2 ninja masters from the Iga clan as they infiltrate enemy front lines. Master tactics of stealth as you acquire additional weapons and power-ups in order to overthrow an evil emperor and destroy his wicked empire solo or with a friend. And then the last one is Eliminator Boat Duel. Now, as I was talking, I noticed somebody in chat, Johnny Link, he says, Eliminator Boat Duel is awesome. Play it. And Joel Mead 24, words are hard, says the Retro King has spoken. And if you don't know, Johnny Link is in fact the Retro King. He has a really good stream on his Twitch channel where he plays old retro games on original hardware. So make sure that you check him out over at twitch.tv/JohnnyLink. That's JONNYLINK. So make sure that you check his stuff out. But he says that Eliminator Boat Duel is really good. So what is it? Well, it's a powerboat racing game. Get behind the wheel of one of the fastest machines on the water to earn boatloads of in-game cash. Drivers earn thousands of dollars for competing, and you'll use your winnings to repair and upgrade your boat to push the competitive edge to its maximum. A little aggression goes a long way. Try not to get sunk yourself, or you'll be swimming back to dry land. Now, of these games, I'm not really excited for any of them. I think Shadow of the Ninja has really cool music, and I looked at the video of them, and I will, of course, try them, but when I saw them, I said to myself, I don't care. Like, it just looks... I don't care about these games. Give us Chrono Trigger. Make a deal with Square Enix. Give us the games that we've been asking for. Where is Super Mario RPG? Like, we want these games. What is taking you so long, Nintendo? It's taking you way, way too long. All right, let's move on. This one I'm actually pretty excited to let you guys know about. Mel Kirk, who is in charge of Zen Studios, which you may know of Zen Studios from the pinball games that they have on the Nintendo Switch. Well, I reached out to him a while back, and we were having a conversation, and he says, oh, by the way, Operencia is this game that we're working on at Zen Studios. It's not a pinball game. And I said, can you get me a code to try out? And he said, maybe. And he goes, talk to somebody. Like, he gave me the contact information for who I needed to talk to about that, because I couldn't, he didn't have that stuff. So I reached out. They sent me a code of for Operencia on the Epic Games Store. And I played it, and it's really, really awesome. It is an old school first-person dungeon crawler with lots and lots of puzzles, and it's got cool combat in it. Operencia, the Stolen Sun, is very, very cool. And good news, it is coming to PS4 and Nintendo Switch, as well as Steam and Good Old Games. It's going to be all over the place now. This comes out on March 31st. Now, the game has really, really pretty graphics. So when I was trying to capture footage, my computer just could not handle recording that game and playing it at the same time. However, I have a Ryzen 5 something here. What is it? I can't remember the number. I've got a new processor sitting here on my desk. I'm waiting for my motherboard to get here. When the motherboard gets here and I can build my new computer, I might be able to actually record some footage of this game. And it's a really cool game. I think that you will like it. But it's coming to Nintendo Switch on March 31st. Now, before we get out of here, I want to let everybody know about a tweet from Nintendo. It says, save on critically acclaimed Nintendo Switch games when our blockbuster sale starts on February 13th. So that's tomorrow at 1500 Central European Time. So that's 3 p.m. Central European Time. You can do all of the conversions that you need to do in order to figure out when that sale is going to start for you in your time zone. However, this has been tweeted out by Nintendo of Europe. It has not been tweeted out by Nintendo of America yet. It has not been tweeted out, as far as I know, by Nintendo of America or Nintendo of Japan. So this may be a sale that is only happening in Europe. That being said, I bet that we're going to have a sale in the other regions as well. Even if we didn't, you can easily make a European, what's the word I'm looking for? Account. You can make a European account on your Nintendo Switch because the Nintendo Switch is a region-free console. So you can make a European account and then take advantage of this particular sale. Apparently, Super Mario Maker 2, which is a wonderful, wonderful game, is 33% off. Fire Emblem Three Houses is another fantastic game, 33% off. And they said that they're up to 75% off on some games. Now, that's all that we know. We don't know what games. We don't know when. Well, we know when, but we don't know what games there will be. But now you know. So keep an eye out for games to be at a deep discount. And hopefully that information is useful to you. Darren Pogue in chat points out that the sales were not consistent across regions last time, and that is true, but I have seen them be consistent across regions in the past. So just so everybody knows about that. All right. I think that that's it for the Nintendo news for today. If you want to become a part of the community, join us over at runjumpstomp.com/Discord. You can watch the show live on my Twitch channel Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern at twitch.tv/runjumpstomp. You can get a hold of me by messaging me on Twitter at runjumpstomp. Use that hashtag AskRJS, and I may include it in the Saturday show. This show is part of the Giant Size Team Up Network. If you want to know more information about the shows that they have on there, make sure that you head on over to gstu.net. There's some really, really good guys over there and ladies, and I'm a fan of their shows, or I would not have joined the network. So make sure that you check out their stuff. If you're looking for ways to support the show, head on over to runjumpstomp.com/thank-you. And just so everybody knows, if you didn't listen to it yesterday, there is a brand new episode of 143 Pixels. Season 2, Episode 1 is now out. It is me with Smashy, and she and I talked about Zelda Link's Awakening on the Nintendo Switch. We had a really, really fun time. So I really hope that you'll check out that show. The music you're hearing right now is Corneria Star Fox remixed by Noteblock. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, bye-bye.